In today's video, I'm going to talk about how I micro-cemented the walls in our basement bathroom. First thing I did was make sure all of the outlets and plumbing fixtures were covered. Micro-cement makes a big mess, especially as things droop down. So you cover any surface you don't want covered in cement. This is my second time doing a micro-cement bathroom, so I'm using all the leftover products. This is the ISOMAT system, and I'm following the instructions as I did the first time. The first step is applying this thin primer over all of my drywall and wall surfaces so that the microcement adheres better. The next step involves cutting fiberglass mesh and applying it to all my surfaces with the special Deco Flex microcement. I actually didn't have enough of the Flex microcement to install the mesh all over my walls, so I tried to focus on areas where I knew I wanted extra reinforcement. Unfortunately, they no longer sell the ISOMAT microcement in Canada, or at least I couldn't find any distributors, so that's why I had to make do with what I had, which luckily was still a lot of product. Here I am showing all the different surfaces where I installed the fiberglass mesh. Ideally, I would have used it everywhere, but like I said, I didn't have enough of a flex to use the mesh everywhere. I could have possibly tried using a finish, which is the final surface, with the mesh, but I hope that this would be okay anyways. Once the first layer is dry, you scrape up any bumpy surfaces and then apply your finished microcement in thin coats. The first time I did a microcement bathroom, I also used a tint to color the microcement into a light peachy shade. Here I'm using the plain white microcement, which is an off-white color. Essentially, you just trowel it on with the flat side of your trowel and do smaller areas with a smaller scraper to make sure your surfaces are all covered. I only mixed a small amount of microcement at a time so that I'd be able to work with the material fast enough before it started to harden up. First time I did a microcement bathroom, I also did the ceiling. That was really hard work and it makes a big mess because the microcement falls down a lot. And if you are going to do a ceiling, I would suggest wearing a hat and making sure that your flooring is protected. You also want to work from the top down. That way, if you do spill anything, you're not going to ruin the surfaces that are lower down. Areas such as edges and corners required a bit more time to finesse how it looked. After the first coat of microcement was dried, I wanted to do a marble test in my shower to make sure that the water would actually drain down into the drain, and I marked any areas where the marble would stop. Unfortunately, I did get some cracking in my shower, which I will show at the end of this video, and I'm not sure if it's because I tried to do a thicker coat the second time, or if my substrate wasn't actually prepped and solid as it should have been. For the second coat of microcement, you can go a bit thinner, and you just want to smooth out any areas that had any bumps or ridges and kind of make a smooth surface. If you've ever worked with drywall mud or even thin set for tiles, the microcement is kind of a mix between the two. There are two ways you can set the cement, and the first way is to do a pressure setting, which essentially means squishing it in a few hours later. I much prefer to do a power sanding once it's actually dried, and you'll notice here that I'm picking up a lot of dust. The second time I sanded, I hooked up my power sander to my shop vac, which created a lot less dust and mess and was definitely the way to go. Finally, once all your surface is smooth and ready, you're going to apply a sealer, which is the most important part. Here I am doing it with a small roller, but I probably should have used a big one, which went a lot quicker and applied more product at a time. Even so, the microcement looks great. The only problem I mentioned is that I do have cracking in my shower area that I only noticed after I sanded and before putting on the sealer. For now, we're going to leave the shower as is because this is not a bathroom we use that often. I'm also not worried because it is a concrete floor below this and it's not on a second level where it can leak down into our home. Visit MadisonMethod.com for more info.